Let's go live to Trudy McIntosh in Washington, D.C. Trudy, President Biden has conceded it was a mistake to use the word bullseye about Donald Trump. This is in the days before the attempted assassination. And this is an interview that's about to air as well. What do we know out of this?
Yeah, Tom, this is a fascinating part of this interview which will air tonight. Only President Biden's second big primetime interview since that disastrous debate performance. This is about, though, comments that were made on a private phone call to donors before this attempted assassination on Donald Trump, where Mr Biden was using this language talking about a bullseye. I'll let him use his own words here. He says using that explicit word was a mistake, but doubles down on the need to call out Trump's more inflammatory rhetoric.
Yeah, I didn't say crosshairs. I meant bullseye. I meant focus on him. Focus on what he's doing. Focus on his policies. How do you talk about the threat to democracy, which is real, when a president says things like he says? Do you just not say anything because it may incite somebody?
Joe Biden has now left Washington, D.C. He was briefed by law enforcement officials in the Situation Room today on the investigations into this assassination attempt. He's now heading to Nevada, though, back on the campaign trail proper tomorrow. They had suspended the attack ads against Donald Trump in the wake of this incident, but it seems like things are going to get back into more of a campaign like we're used to seeing it here in America. But there was no doubt that this was a dramatic change in the conversation. All of the debate, all of the oxygen here in Washington, D.C., dominated by the question of would Joe Biden stand aside? Would a senior figure like Nancy Pelosi have to publicly call on him to do so? That now hasn't happened. This is the view of our former ambassador here to Washington, Joe Hockey, on whether he believes Joe Biden will stay in the race to the end.
Well, it's not like Joe Biden to give up. He's never given up at any stage, at any point in his life, no matter how significant the adversity. Firstly, following the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, if Joe Biden resigns now, he looks as though he's resigning in fear.
Today, the FBI has been giving us a little bit more detail about the shooter involved here. He was shot dead on that rooftop after narrowly missing, you'd have to say, Donald Trump, but killing one man in the crowd and critically wounding two others. The FBI have now unlocked his phone. They've been at the family home, found more than a dozen guns. They're investigating an IED, so some type of explosive device that they have found as well. They still don't know, crucially, Tom, the motive for why this attack was started in the first place. It's triggered, though, additional calls for security, particularly for other presidential candidates, including RFK Jr., and that will now happen.
Trudy, thank you.